Have you ever just stopped for a second to think about the absolute miracle that you are? I mean, the incredible, complex biological story of how a single life is built, how it's maintained, and how it defends itself. Well, that's exactly what we're going to do. Let's dive into that journey right from the very first spark of life to the absolute frontiers of genetic engineering.
You know, it really all comes down to this one massive question. How in the world does life go from a tiny, microscopic starting point to a thinking, feeling, walking person? That is the incredible mystery we're going to unpack right now.
All right, so our story begins, as every human story does, with the fundamental mechanics of how a new life is sparked into existence. It's really a tale of two halves coming together to create a brand new whole. And this is where things get really interesting, because the timing is wildly different for each half. For males, the production of sperm, that's called spermatogenesis. It's a continuous assembly line that kicks on at puberty and just keeps going. But for females, the process is completely different. Get this, oogenesis, the creation of eggs, actually starts before they are even born. The whole process then hits pause for more than a decade until puberty. It's this amazing front-loading strategy that makes sure a finite supply of eggs is ready to go for the future.
Okay, so once those two halves, the gametes, are ready, a really precise sequence of events has to unfold perfectly. After the sperm and egg are formed, you have insemination. That's followed by fertilization, which is the big moment where the two cells finally fuse into one. And the whole journey wraps up with implantation, where this new little life, now called a blastocyst, embeds itself in the uterus to start its 9-month development.
And if you want to really grasp the incredible astronomical odds of your own existence, just look at this number. A single insemination can have 200 to 300 million sperm. It's this unbelievable race against impossible odds, and only one single victor gets to start a new life. Kinda makes you feel special, right?
So once that one sperm succeeds against all odds, the next epic chapter begins, the 9-month journey. Now we get to see how that single fertilized cell goes through one of the most incredible transformations in all of nature. The speed of development here is it's astonishing. Within just the first month, a heart actually starts to beat. By the end of that first trimester, around month 3, all the major organs are already formed. Then around month 5, you get that famous first kick, creating a real, tangible connection. And by month 9, a fully developed human being is ready to enter the world.
But you know, life isn't just about creation. It's also about persistence. It's about defense. Once we're here, our bodies are facing constant battles, from managing the wild complexities of our own reproductive systems to fighting off this relentless barrage of invaders. So let's take a look at those battles now.
So what does health really mean in this context? Well, it's way more than just not being sick. The World Health Organization, or WHO, defines reproductive health as a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. It's not just about the absence of disease. This holistic view is totally key to understanding everything from family planning to disease prevention. Now, one huge part of managing reproductive health is contraception, and the strategies are incredibly diverse. You've got barrier methods like condoms that physically block sperm, and they have the added bonus of preventing STDs. There are IUDs, which are a great long-term but still reversible option. You've got oral pills like the non-steroidal Sahelli that work by preventing implantation. And then, of course, there are surgical methods like a vasectomy that offer a permanent solution by blocking sperm transport entirely.
So beyond managing our internal systems, our bodies are constantly defending against threats from the outside. Think of it like a two-part security force. First up is our innate immunity. These are the general defenses we're born with, like our skin or our stomach acid. Then there's our acquired immunity. This is the specialized team. It learns, it adapts, and it remembers every single enemy it fights, creating highly targeted weapons, like antibodies, for next time. But what happens when an attacker is clever enough to get past both of those defenses? Well, that's when you meet the retrovirus. It's a true master of disguise. The most famous example, of course, is HIV. It carries its genetic code as RNA, and it has a really unique trick up its sleeve for hijacking our own cellular machinery.
The process is honestly both brilliant and completely sinister. First, the virus hones in on a T helper cell. Think of it as a commander in our immune army. Once it's inside, it uses a special enzyme to rewrite its RNA code into DNA.
Then, this new viral DNA just slots itself right into our cell's own genetic blueprint. The cell has been hijacked. It's been turned into a factory that has only one job now: produce more and more HIV.
And the result of this cellular takeover is just devastating. As more and more of these T helper cells, the commanders, are destroyed, the immune system's command structure completely collapses. The body is left defenseless, not against HIV itself, but against a whole host of other common infections that it could normally fight off without a problem. This state of profound immunodeficiency, that is what we call AIDS.
So, we've just seen how viruses can hack our cells. But what if we could hack them right back? In our final section, we're going to explore biotechnology and how humanity is literally learning to rewrite the code of life itself.
So what exactly is biotechnology? Well, the European Federation of Biotechnology defines it as the fusion of natural science with living things to create useful products and services. To put it simply, it's using life to improve life.
At the heart of modern biotech is this incredible process called genetic engineering. And the easiest way to think about it is like editing a document. First, scientists pinpoint the exact gene they want. Then, they use something called molecular scissors to literally cut it out of the DNA. They then paste this gene into a host, like a simple bacterium. And finally, they use molecular glue to seal it all in place. From then on, the host becomes a tiny factory, copying this new code every single time it divides. And the applications of this cut and paste technology, they're nothing short of world-changing. We can turn bacteria into tiny factories that produce life-saving medicines like insulin. We can engineer crops to resist pests, which helps feed a growing planet. We can develop powerful new tools to diagnose genetic disorders, and we can create cutting-edge vaccines. It's truly incredible.
And this all brings us to a final, really powerful question. For the first time in the history of our species, we're moving from simply reading the blueprint of life to actively writing it. So as we gain this unbelievable power to edit our own biology, what kind of future are we actually building? Who are we choosing to become?